First thing he noticed was your great personality. He lied. So girls get the message it's never going to be their great personality. It's going to be how they look in jeans. Raising your hand is only one way to get attention in a 300-seat lecture hall. Basically, we're told that women are acceptable only if we're young, thin, white, or at least light-skinned, perfectly groomed and polished, plucked and shaved, and any deviation from this ideal is met with a lot of contempt and hostility. Women who are considered ugly are ridiculed in advertising campaigns, such as this one for a premium light beer, Beer Goggles number 2, and the point of this ad is that the beer is only 2.9%, so there's less danger that the man will hook up with an ugly woman. So these ads are meant to be funny, but the message to girls and women is clear. If you're not conventionally beautiful, you're an object of ridicule and contempt. Your worth depends on how you look. You're going to be graded on a curve. This contempt for women who do not measure up is waiting for all of us, of course, eventually as we age. So no wonder there's such terror of showing any signs of aging. And this fear of aging starts so early. Who knew that by age 15 your skin had already retired? How sad that it's all downhill after 15. These days, the greatest contempt is for women who are considered in the least bit overweight. And pop culture delights in ridiculing and mocking celebrities who've gained weight. The basic message to girls is the one in this ad. At the top it says, the more you subtract, the more you add. What a horrible message. Now this is a fashion ad. They're talking about simplicity in fashion, but she's also incredibly thin. And look at her body language. She looks as if she's trying to disappear. And I think this is the message that girls get when they reach adolescence, that they should disappear. On the deepest level, the obsession with thinness is about cutting girls down to size. And what could say this more vividly than this relatively new size in women's clothing, size 0 and size 00? Imagine a man going into a clothing store and asking for anything in a size 0, but our girls are taught to aspire to become nothing. So no wonder we have an epidemic of eating disorders in our country and increasingly throughout the world. I've been talking about this for a very long time, and I keep thinking that the models can't get any thinner, but they do. They get thinner and thinner and thinner. This is Anna Carolina Reston, who died a year ago of anorexia, weighing 88 pounds, and at the time she was still modeling. So the models literally cannot get any thinner. So Photoshop is brought to the rescue. There was a lot of publicity recently around this image of model Philippa Hamilton being digitally altered, making her head bigger than her pelvis, an anatomical impossibility. This is what she actually looks like. Soon after her contract was terminated, she claimed, "They fired me because they said I was overweight and couldn't fit in their clothes anymore." So fashion designers think this woman is too fat. Even some of the editors of fashion magazines have become concerned recently. Alexandra Shulman, the editor of British Vogue, recently accused some of the world's leading designers of pushing ever thinner models into the fashion magazines, despite rising concern about eating disorders. What she said is that the designers send clothing that's so small, size 00, that most models, even thin models, cannot fit into these clothes. And so they have to use extraordinarily thin models. And in fact, she said Vogue sometimes has to retouch photos these days to make the models look larger than they actually are. Recently, there was a huge response to this tiny photo in an issue of Glamour magazine. This tiny photo of a woman who has a little bit of a belly. And the editor of Glamour said that she was flooded with emails from women filled with joy at seeing a woman like this in a fashion magazine.